Hello everyone, this is Bunny Binks and welcome to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we were able to get Chief Gant on the stand. And man, was this guy a douche? We already knew that, but man. Alright, yet right now I think we're making some headway, because we're at least kind of trying to convince the judge that this guy is no good. And that he was controlling Lana. So let's continue on. Okay.
What?
Yes, Judge, your friend is not a good guy at all.
Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. That's impossible.
I don't think so. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. Hiding behind Edgeworth, I see. It's too late, Mr. Wright. Huh? There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who's decided. It looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder?
Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see. Alright then. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Just remember, it better be good.
It better be good, you say. Okay, think. No, what am I doing? So nice. This is Marshall's. This is rubber glove. The screwdriver. I'm kind of suspicious about that, but I don't. Goodman's submitted to the chief? Which chief? Oh, the chief of detectives, I think. No. Oh! I got it, I think. Connecting him to Goodman's death. Yes! 7 by 7! Yeah! Okay, 420, baby. I think this is it. So let's do this.
This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7 by 7.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number.
It's your number. He's like, damn, he just shot me down so fast.
What? How do you know that?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits? You don't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7 by 7. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Look at his face! Does that look like a man without something to hide to you? I don't think so. Yeah, we got you now. We got you. Oh boy, he looks real pissed.
Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing.
Uh-oh.
The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. Uh-oh. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gant, so you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. Yeah, 'cause I saw that evidence. Yes. Okay, here we go. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. And nothing but the truth, so help you God. Woo! If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
I really think it's that report. Incident. I don't think there's anything else that's gonna... Nothing about evidence transferal. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this, but I'm kind of doubting myself. Okay, I'm right. Why did I doubt myself? Alright. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or, to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yeah, it said Chief, but it didn't say Chief of Police or Chief of Detective, so I wasn't sure.
Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed to.
Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh?
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompany the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him.
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman.
Exactly.
But wait. The Chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. But you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body.
No!
Oh, crud. He was Super Saiyan Max. Ah, that was awesome. I love that moment so much.
Chief Gant, you didn't!
Uh-oh. The murder was most likely committed on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why else? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body. However, why would you object? The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office's parking lot. How did he manage to move it there?
I was at the police department the entire day, you know.
And everyone's aware that Lorna stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
I see where we're going with this. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space.
How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. Let me see, do I use this? No. I'm pretty sure I have to use the screwdriver. Because he used Edgeworth. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... I was asked to go, by Chief Gant no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it at the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back to the prosecutor's office. Yes. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Poor Edgy-Poo.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Yes. Unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Oh, snap, yo!
Order, order, order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe your time's up. I still got more time in this episode. What you talking about, Gant?
My time's up. Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the early bird special.
What? I thought early bird special is like 6 in the morning. What are you talking about? But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? This is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
So, you're going to just run away after all this?
Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor?
Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body?
Do I have any concrete proof? No. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence.
See, Aji? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
No! What?
I don't gamble unless the stakes are high. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, LG, I'll leave the rest to you.
Damn. No! No, no, no.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Oh no! Wha- What? What? Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. What are you talking about, Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth. Another witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today.
Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth... Who else but Lana Skye? We just gotta get her to be honest.
The defendant, Miss Lana Skye.
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task, to dispose of the victim's body. in accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. The court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in
Oh, did not expect that. Who said hold on? Hold on. I don't know.
Oh?
Whoa! Chief Gant came back! What are you doing here? I thought you were yeah.
Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana. Uh-oh. No, don't listen to him. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claim, there will be terrible consequences. Oh no, he's threatening her! In public, come on now! Judge, do something. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Ah, this isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then, I've got a lunch date to meet. No, don't let him go! Judge, do something. Seriously? You're not gonna do anything?
Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
You're just gonna let him get away. After all that. That's awful. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. That chief, he's something else, eh, pals? Detective Gumshoe. I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Ah, don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with. That would be actually pretty interesting. Could he mean Maya? Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. That's not a right to be... Yeah, what does they mean? Something about risks. Risks? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. This must be Lana, right? I don't know. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Oh, it's Emma! Dang, I did not expect her to show back up. How you doing, girl? After what she went through before. Kinda missed her. Emma, are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah, now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see.
Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act.
Oh, I can't believe it, finally. Emma, why don't you wait
No, I'm going with you.
Huh?
I want to be there when Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. I kind of like how we're all one big team now. That's so cool. Kind of miss Maya, though. Oh, we got it to be continued. Woo! That's, let me see. What time are we at? You know what? That's perfect. So, in the next episode, maybe, just maybe, we'll finally be able to end this game and this case. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye!